Welcome back to Bear to Bull. We'll continue analyzing Bitcoin as it keeps moving the market and, well, this time to the upside, which is nice. So we have the RSI, which broke out of this resistance area, shot up. We're going to see if price can hold. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's been testing resistance and getting rejected every time. So I still think that it's still in play where we can drop down to around 38K. It may or may not happen. I've taken some positions along these areas, the lower end of the wicks. If it does come back down, I do plan to buy more. However, if you are not in right now, it would probably be better to wait for confirmation to the upside. If we break this area, comes down to test it and then shoots back up, or if we come to the downside, come back and test around the 38K, 36 to 38K, I would say is a good buying area. So on the positive, like I said, we have the RSI that broke the resistance. If it continues up, I mean, that's great. It would have to, next target would probably be around 47K. Then after that, maybe around 52.5K. And then from there, we just got to break the last all-time high and shoot up from there. So we still don't have a clear direction on where the market is going. As you can see over here with the volume, when we had this big run up back in was it July? We had this big run up. The volume was a little bit higher. So right now, volume hasn't really pushed price action as much. So we're still waiting on that. And as far as like from the fundamentals, we have the Fed pushing the ceiling debt still, and right now that they're trying to I guess push back the deadline for when they approve whether the ceiling debt goes up has been pushed back for another month or two. So we have a lot of things in the works, but luckily the US dollars actually went up yesterday. Right now it came back down. It looks like it's probably going to be testing, let's see what areas, maybe here. Yeah. So around the 93.8 area would be a good area for the dollar to test. However, if it does go back to the upside and it breaks up, then that is actually really bullish for the economy. However, that there's no need to panic if the dollar goes up, because it has happened before where Bitcoin and the dollar go up at the same time. It's just being able to understand how markets move. Sometimes because we have different currencies in the world, obviously, and money kind of travels from one currency to another, or commodities, or crypto, or it goes somewhere. The thing that people don't understand is some currencies devalue faster than others. So if you have any issues in your country, and even though the US does create some inflation, if other countries' inflation is greater, then their currency could devalue faster than ours, which would increase the value of ours. As you can see, that's all that happens. They're just battles between countries, between currencies, and monetary systems. So getting back to Bitcoin, if you haven't taken a position, it's okay to sit one out. Either wait for a confirmation or break the what I mean by wait for a confirmation is wait till it goes up, comes back down, it tests that area, and then continues back up. That would be bullish, okay? Because it can break above slightly, like you can see here, broke a little bit and then came back down. Same here. It broke up, then it came back down. This is on the longer time frame. You would have been able to see that the RSI was actually coming down while price action was going up. And then you could have seen that it was probably going to drop down. These are pretty basic type of structures. The thing that isn't basic about this pattern is that it's a Wyckoff type of movement. What I mean by that, you can look it up, but it's designed to create the highest fear in the market at certain points like these. Now, as far as other indicators, we actually do have some indicators that are pointing to people still accumulating. I've been checking out the NFT community, and people are still interested in buying more NFTs regardless of price action. They're very, very hyped. So we do have some fear. That's at 20. Honestly, I've seen it, I think, all the way to like 7 or 8. So 20, yeah, it's fearful, but it doesn't mean that it can't go lower, because I've seen it lower. We are nowhere near greedy, nowhere near greedy. So there's a lot of room for opportunity. Um, and there's actually a chart which I'll try and bring up next video, so you guys can see the correlation between the fear and price action, and then the greed and price action, so you guys can get an idea of like what the masses generally do and what like rich people and wealthy people generally do. Because it is very interesting to see from a psychological point. So if people are still bullish, um, or the large majority of people are still bullish, and there's generally room to come back down. And I think a lot of people have felt pain because they've been buying like the higher areas. I've been buying the lower areas and been managing my risk. So if it does come back down, I have extra funds to buy some. If it goes back up, retest, I'll probably be buying some as well. Bitcoin, I don't know if I'm gonna buy any more Bitcoin, but I do have other assets that I'm looking to buy. We can check out some of the ones that are doing well right now. So compared to yesterday, Atom is doing pretty well. Yes, it's come down. But overall, some of the coins that I've seen have come down maybe 50%. Atom's only come down about 26% currently, or actually less. It's at 20%. But yeah, you can see the levels where it's bouncing off of. It's not coming down as hard as some of the other ones. It's probably because it's one of the bigger blockchains, and we do have a lot of the same type of movements from other ones like ETH. ETH actually did come down a little bit more than the average large blockchain, I would say. Let's see. Okay, 26% still not bad. Yeah, the smaller ones generally come down about 40-50%. Like B Pro's really small. Let's check out B Pro. Yeah, see, even 60%. So to me, yeah, it's risky, but it still looks like a great deal. So I might pick some up later, either today or maybe wait for BTC to confirm to the upside, and I'll probably be picking some up. Aave, similar thing. Aave is a DeFi coin for decentralized finance, for lending, and other platforms like that. So it's been touching this area for support. We'll see if it holds. As of right now, it looks like it wants to go up. The RSI looks like it wants to go up. So I mean, it wouldn't be a bad time overall if you're bullish on the macro, which I am, and most indicators show that it's bullish. Price action does not indicate that it's a good or bad project, by the way. I've seen some crap projects that have had bullish sentiment, and I don't know what's going to happen when people realize that it doesn't have any use or function. So we have REN here as well. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot EGLD. So EGLD, it's not within the 30 or 40 range for the RSI. That's okay. It's one of the stronger projects. It's a bigger blockchain. So it came down a bit, but not as much as B Pro, which you saw came down about like 60%. So about 30%, 31%, 32%. It's not bad overall. REN is actually, I think it's still in the top 100. So it's a great coin as far as for trading. You could catch all these dips since it's been pretty consistent so far. It came down 23%, 24%. It's holding strong. I have a buy-in around these lower levels. So we'll see if they're hit. If not, that's okay. There's always another trade. I'd rather not buy up here and then have it come down here, or not create the opportunity to make maximum gains. So every trader is different. If you want to trade on the smaller time frame, we can check REN really quick. So you can see that, ooh, yeah, it's already coming down support, and it looks like it's pointing downward. So I would not buy this right now. I would actually wait for lower areas. If you do want to get REN, and you don't want to be like me and catch all the way at the bottom because you think it's going to go there, 0.85 is a good entry point. Lower than that, I would probably just wait till it's around 0.70 or even maybe 0.75. So was Litecoin. Check out Litecoin. Litecoin is very interesting. I don't particularly like it, but it did come out with the ability to create smart contracts on, which is really interesting because that's what ETH does. So let's take some of these price actions off so we can see what's going on. So Litecoin's held the support area right now. See it came down, came back up, and now it has to retest this support area. If it's okay, you know, to go up, which it'll probably follow Bitcoin, then it'll continue upward. And if it comes down, you know, my next buying area would be around 130-ish. 130-ish would be all right. Let's see if I can. Litecoin is a really good project to have over BTC. What a lot of new people don't understand is that as a trader in crypto, generally at the end of cycles, what we have is we have a flipping of altcoins and Bitcoin. Since a lot of the concentration is generally on Bitcoin as price moves, the concentration flips into
altcoins, and since their market caps are smaller, they generally move. They do larger percentage moves to the upside. So we'll still have to see how that plays out. But overall, you can take a look at Litecoin price. We have bump up. You know, this is compared to Bitcoin. So it's Litecoin versus Bitcoin. So as you can see, it over the years, it just tends to outperform it in certain points of time. At the end of the cycle, if it does last longer than 2022, I'm not sure if it'll outperform over here or if it'll break into this area, this next resistance. Either way, I see large potential in Litecoin with not that much downside, as you can tell, versus Bitcoin. Let me see if I can do a log. Can I do it? Okay, here you go. So as you can tell, versus Bitcoin, like it can't really go much lower since what's November 2016. So it's 2016. It hasn't broken that. Versus Bitcoin. Yeah, so it's been above the 0.033 versus Satoshis versus Bitcoin. So it wouldn't be a bad idea, since these are really low areas of opportunity here. So there's risk only to the upside for the most part. What I mean by that is that you have a lot of opportunity for growth in your portfolio if you get some Litecoin. Of course, you can always choose whatever project you want. This one to me is less risky, which perhaps not as much in growth potential, but you never know. You never know, and I only say that because I wasn't aware that Litecoin had smart contracts. While Bitcoin doesn't, Litecoin does, Ethereum does, and the major blockchains do. So it's very interesting to see, because Litecoin is similar to Bitcoin, but it functions at a quicker pace as far as for transactions, which is very interesting. So if you implement that with smart contracts for like buying homes or cars or maybe even medium-sized items, that would be great, because to me, Bitcoin is not to be used as a daily tender. More of a longer hold, kind of like gold, that you just hold for value and a hedge against inflation and certain potential catastrophes. So that's what I see Bitcoin as. So Litecoin wouldn't be a bad alternative in my opinion, but you can go ahead and, you know, be as risky as you want. The higher the risk, the higher the reward generally. So let's see Algo. Algo is also another large blockchain. Yeah, 136, not too bad. You know, not too good, not too bad. It did break down from our previous support level. And then it's been holding between these two support areas at 1.57 and 1.5. If we do come back down, these might be potential areas to buy. It might wick down a little bit lower to flush out anybody that that doesn't have diamond hands or strong hands. But it does have major opportunity to the upside as well. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out. Phantom, you know, same thing as well. It's trying to break back up to the upside. Let's check the 2 hour. Yeah, as of right now, it broke down to the downside. If it's going to continue, I don't know. It had this large buy-in volume here, and then it got pushed up, but after maybe a few hours, it got sold. So
Right now we're testing this area of support. Well, we'll see if it holds. If it holds and moves back up, then everything should be okay. If not, we can potentially see lower prices. It all pretty much just depends on Bitcoin and what's going on with Bitcoin. IOS. Let's see. Yeah, IOS really fell. IOS really fell. So if you do believe in IOS, which is pretty much like another YouTube, which is another data, it's decentralized blockchain, then an area would be, wow, this is actually, this is where it should bounce back up from, somewhere around these areas. Maybe in here. So just remember, manage your upside and downside risk accordingly. The lower it goes, the less chance it's gonna break like previous lows, like down here. Like I would probably put in most of my cash down here if it ever got here. With this, just like any project right now, we had a lot of volume. So there's people that have money that are actually looking at this. Look at this huge wick, but there was a lot of sellers as well. So this one, I would probably wait till the market balances more. Looks like there's a lot of just buy, sells, buy, sells, buy, sells, and that's probably why I was trading at this constant level until Bitcoin kind of went down and shook a lot of people out. So let's take a look at gold. How's gold doing? Here we go. Let's use this one. Okay, so gold actually had a good day yesterday. Today it's starting to come back down. I'm not sure where it's going to end up, but overall the trend is still to the downside. If you want a short-term time frame of where this one would play out, I would say let's see. Yeah, this one looks like it wants to come back down. So what it might do is it might come back down, test one of these two areas. You have to remember, not everything moves as fast as crypto. Crypto is crazy. So potential entries for me, honestly, I would probably be closer to the bottom because I'm not bullish on gold right now. The lowest level that we have this huge level of buys down here from the 1723 and lower. So you can see there was a lot of people that bought down here, the huge amount of buyers here, and then some buyers here. We're going to come back down and retest that is what it looks like. And then once it breaks above this resistance, it'll probably continue up further. So break above, a test of support, and then back to the upside. And then once it breaks this level of resistance, then we should see a nice move up. So if it does play out like a cup and handle, the expected move for gold would be about, let's see, I don't even know if it's gonna play like a cup and handle anymore. Let me see. No, it doesn't even look like a cup and handle. It did before. Yeah, it's just moving to the downside too much. It looks like we would have to first form the cup, which means we would have to do something like, that's a long time to me. So it might bounce around these areas. I'll even leave this here. My messed up circle. Hold on, let me try and find the arc. So if we do have a cup pattern play out, it would be something like, did it go to the back? It did, huh? Okay, that's just give me 1 second. Let's lower this. Okay, that's fine. So if this does play out, it would take a while for it to come back. So I'm not willing to wait till 2023 if this does play out. Generally, for a cup pattern, the cool thing about a cup and handle pattern is that it comes down to the lowest area, and then it. Well, we'll see what happens, but this is something to pay attention to if you don't know how to look at downside and upside potential. For this type of pattern, you generally take wherever the breakout is. Let's say it's around here. You get the high, the low, and then that'll give you your area of opportunity of potential returns. So for now, I am not going to get in gold. I might get in gold later, but let's see how much. Let's just say from here. Okay, so you might be able to get about 45% initial growth on gold as far as a return. However, it looks like this is gonna take a while, and there's other options aside from gold if you don't want to have it kind of like a steady growth. I don't like banks, so I would probably suggest this one over a bank. The opportunity for this one as a long-term hold doesn't look bad, but as shorter types of trades and types of money action, there are better options in my opinion. Crypto being one of them. So let's take a look at the longs and the shorts. Bitcoin, we have a. Let's check by the week. So last week it looks like people were longing. They were thinking price was going to go up. Then it came down this week. Let's take a look at shorts. Same thing with shorts. It looks like everyone, whoever had margin, doesn't know which way it's going. And in anticipation of any price action, it looks like we came down. We broke out. Look, line was already there. So we came down, and that's why we probably had that move up. If we're going to continue that move up, like for the rest of the coming month, I'm not sure. I think we will have that type of movement, but not necessarily in the short term. Yeah, this pattern just looks way too much like this previous pattern for me to dismiss it. Let me actually show you this. So we had one peak on the side, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the down. And then we had this one come back up, and then the last actual down. So if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the down, you had the down here. And then it looks like we're missing this peak, which might be this one, and then the actual last down. So I am not sure which way Bitcoin is going, but it looks like the pattern from a few months ago just condensed. So that's something to be careful of. Of course, you can always trade however you wish. I do not give you financial advice, but I would suggest that you use risk management. On a long-term perspective, I mean, I'm not worried too much about Bitcoin. Like I said, a lot of the indicators show a lot of people buying, mostly strong hands. And as long as they're not spoofed, there's a lot of buyers between about 39 and 36K. And I mean like mad money, huge amounts of money. So that's something to consider when you're thinking of getting in the market now, or were you thinking of waiting. How much risk are you okay with at this point in time? If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a message, DM me, and I'll get back to you. If you guys want to review any other coins, go ahead and leave me a message, and I'll get back to you guys. Oh, one more thing. Let's actually take a quick look at Ether, since it generally helps give indication of when altcoins are gonna move. So ETH. Where is ETH? I think I might have moved it up. Here we go. I did move it up. So ETH. Same thing. ETH has been in the negative for the last couple of weeks. Eventually, it has to switch over to a positive. Whether it's now or later is unknown. So it broke down here, and it looks like it wants to come back and retest it. ETH. I don't know what's gonna happen with ETH. If it's able to break this and continue up after retest, then I'll be bullish. But right now, I don't know. I think it might come down. It might be something like that. It did try to move back up, but overall,
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on Bitcoin. So I don't know. I think it needs a retest, just like Bitcoin. If it can hold this area and continue up, we have massive potential. See, this is another like cup, and this is the handle pattern. So you can take something like this, and you could get an initial move. So if we're at 3,000 right now, once we break out of this, we can be hitting about 6,500. If I think that's the end goal, no, I think ETH can go higher by the end of the cycle, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. ETH did have a massive run up from the the halving event to the mid cycle. So we'll see where we end up. But if you want to take a look at price wise, if you were to buy ETH right now, you're looking about 117% gains, which is not bad. This is actually really, really good. It just depends how you want to manage your risk. If you're okay with that, you better be able to hold if it comes down and you're bullish. If you're not bullish, you think it's gonna go to zero or whatever, I wouldn't even buy crypto right now. I would buy something else. However, always do your own research, invest where you feel comfortable, and try not to let this greed or fear index get to you. All right. Well, good luck for this week. Hopefully, we make some gains and we're able to chill. Try not to be on the charts too much so you don't freak out, because I'm already burnt out from looking at so much data. But hopefully, you guys are able to relax, enjoy the weekend, and tomorrow's another day. Peace.